Hello, friends. Welcome back. Today is our last day of reading about gingerbread. We have done it for a week and a half. That was a lot of books, wasn't it? I don't know about you, but I'm thinking gingerbread in my sleep. Here we go. One more. This is called Gingerbread Baby. And last week we read a book by Jan Brett that had musical instruments. Do you remember that one? That there were musical instruments that went to the town and played with the gingerbread baby. Well, this is about the gingerbread baby. I didn't have this book when I read that one, but I borrowed this one from Mrs. Tissio. So now we get to hear about the gingerbread baby. Let's check the back, because it almost always gives us a little hint. Oh, after we finish the story, you will see why they put this on the back. It's kind of interesting. Got a little picture in your head? All right, let's get started. Gingerbread Baby. Oh, one more gingerbread baby. It was cold outside. It was warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put a big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it up to the page that said, Gingerbread Boy. Remember, her books have little pictures on the side that kind of help us as well. They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of a gingerbread boy and then popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes. No more. No less. Do not peek, the recipe read. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick, tock, tick. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. He opened the oven door to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I'm the gingerbread baby fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. There he is in the bowl. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back into the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened and in came Maddie's father. What's that delicious smell? He asked as the gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside into the yard. So here it shows where the baby came from. And then on this side, it shows where he's going. Right outside. This book is really big to do on video, but I'll do the best I can. He ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top, right on top of her head. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of the tasty ginger and sniffed along behind him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked at the gingerbread baby as the gingerbread baby climbed over the wall. I'm going to try it this way and see if that'll work better. So on this page, you have the gingerbread baby on the cat's neck. Oh my goodness. And then on this side, you have him climbing the fence. And there's the dog that was trying to chase him. Okay, so now gingerbread baby's on the other side of the fence. Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing and a dog barking. He heard the gingerbread baby shouting, "Catch me if you can!" Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their back. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. So, here's Maddie looking at the cookbook again. What do you think he's going to bake this time? And then, see the baby on the back of the goats? Oh my goodness. What a silly baby. Lots of energy, huh? Martha and Madeline were standing by the well when the gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Can you wink? Martha started to talk to him while Madeline tiptoed up behind him with the bucket. But they couldn't fool that gingerbread baby. So here's Maddie, still in the kitchen. Here's the girls that are at the well. I'm going to open this so you can see both sides. And then you can see Maddie again. And here's the gingerbread baby. So they're trying to fool the gingerbread baby so that they can catch him. Uh-oh. You think it's going to work? Let's see. He took a braid from Martha and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Back in the house, Maddie stirred, mixed, and rolled the dough. He shaped it, put it in a pan, and into the oven. Tick, tock, tick. 8 long minutes. This time, he didn't peek. I will catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. I wonder what he's thinking. But here's these girls. What'd he do to them? He tied their braids together. Oh my goodness. As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead. He jumped in and settled down for a ride next to a mama pig. The smell of gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him in the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. She thought she was going to eat him, didn't she? But the gingerbread baby twisted in the air and came down hard on her porky snout. I am a gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and the father, too fast for the cat, the dog, the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for Mama Pig. Who's left? Catch me if you can. So here he is with the pig. And there he is dancing down the road. Feeling smug, that kind of means like that. Like, nobody's gonna beat me. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers in front of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up on the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. What a crazy gingerbread baby. Okay, let's see what's happening. Maddie is still in his kitchen. And on this side, let's come way over here. He's still waiting. He's trying to be patient for that 8 minutes. And then here is the gingerbread baby flipping onto the ice. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm glad he didn't miss, aren't you? The ice bobbed along, so that means it went up and down, with the gingerbread baby dancing on top, singing in a loud voice, "Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever," until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. That means he jumped back on land. Who was that watching from the trees? It was a fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him up. But the fox couldn't help himself, and he licked his chops. Can you lick your chops? Like you wait to taste that. Smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could. There he is. Oh my, that was close, wasn't it? Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice. "Ha ha hee hee, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby, can you catch me if you can?" The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. "Who is meddling with my milk?" That means messing around with it. He shouted and lifted the lid, but the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and tweaked his nose. Okay, so here's the milk. The milk can he's climbing in. Then he tweaks the man's nose. Now, look really close at Maddie. Can you tell what Maddie's making? I'm not going to tell you. I hope you can see it. A little bit closer. I want you to watch and keep looking and see if you can guess what Maddie is making. It's getting exciting. Now, the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha and Madeline, the bleating goats, the barking dog, the meowing cat, the father and the mother were all after the gingerbread baby and getting closer. And he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. That means he was kind of getting tired. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. All of these people and animals were after him. Even the fox is right there. It's really hard to see next to the trees. I wonder what he smelled. Have any guesses? Ready? I love this part. He couldn't believe what he saw. There in the middle of the clearing was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, indoors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee, that means like really happy, and ran inside. So the people are chasing him. He sees this house. And look at that cutout right there. Do you see who I see? Trying to get him close. Do you see Maddie? Oh, does that give you a hint? In a tick-tock-tick, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father exclaimed, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match." "I wonder who it was," the mother said. "Let's go home and tell Maddie." So the fox is here, standing by the tree. All the people and the animals are around just looking at the little crumbs. But look at this picture right over here. What do you see right here? Can you tell? I'm going to tell you in case you can't see. Maddie is carrying the gingerbread house. So when he was baking a gingerbread house. What are you thinking? "Hello, Maddie," his father said when they got home. "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you've been busy," his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught that gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. Ready? I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as can be, to be living in the house that Maddie made for me. So where did Maddie go when he was or where did the gingerbread baby go when he disappeared? He went in the house, didn't he? The gingerbread house? So let's look at this back page again and remind ourselves what was back here. Maddie, and what was he standing in front of? The gingerbread house, you're right. So that was a hint as to what he was making and that he was kind of being secret about it, wasn't he? Yeah. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you have enjoyed all of our gingerbread stories. Normally in Carroll, we have Gingerbread Village around this time of the year, but we won't be having that this year. So I hope this was a fun way to think about gingerbread men and to have fun with that. And let me know if you bake any gingerbread cookies or if you make a gingerbread house. You can take a picture of it and send it to me so I can see it. So I hope you have a great day. Make sure you check in tomorrow because we're going to start Christmas stories. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.